Hey, welcome back to another update of my Canadian dividend investing portfolio. So just quickly, if you're new to the channel, I'm a Canadian investor. I'm buying and selling primarily dividend-paying stocks on the Toronto Stock Exchange. I use Wealthsimple Trade to buy and sell the stocks because it has no trading fees. And I use this custom Google Sheet that I made to track all of my performance because it gives me a little bit better of a view of my account performance than just Wealthsimple by itself. So I've been investing for about a year now. We're closing in on finishing the 12th month because I started, I think, last September. My stock value at the moment is sitting around $51,900. And in the last year or so, I'm up 7.45%. I think it's pretty good because I didn't just put in this whole amount, exactly 1 year ago. I've been sort of averaging it in over time. And right around here, around June, I made a pretty big deposit. So it's not like I put in $51,000 365 days ago and then got a 7.45% return on it, which I still think would be good. Most of the amount of the money that I've had in here has not had a full year to grow, and so I think given that I'm pretty happy with this return. So in total it's $3,600, and this is basically the total gain. So it's the difference between how much money I put in and how much money I currently have in the account. So that includes all of the dividends that I've received, which is about $590. And the rest of it comes from the increase of the stock prices. So that makes up about $3,000. But like I said, most of the stocks that I hold, which I'll show you which ones I have in a second in the portfolio tab, most of them pay a dividend, and the percent average yield, or like the weighted average of all the dividends in my account, is just over 4%. And so basically 4% of 51,900 is about $2,094. So that's the annual dividend income that I can expect to get every year, as long as these companies do honor their dividends, which it's not guaranteed, but it's pretty likely that they will pay. It's also interesting to note that this number does typically grow over time. So usually as the stock price of a company increases, if they pay a dividend, then they'll naturally increase their dividend over time as well to kind of like maintain relatively similar yield going forward. And anyways, so if I was to do nothing and not even add more into this account or buy more stocks, this number here would just slowly grow over time. It's referred to as dividend growth and as an aspect of my strategy when it comes to investing. Anyways, so that's $2,094 a year. At the end of the video, I'm going to come back to this because I'm going to show you which stocks that I bought on Friday, and we're going to see how that affected my annual dividend income because it's also going to grow as I add more dividend stocks. But we're looking at about $174 per month on average. Now, it doesn't come exactly that amount because a lot of the stocks pay quarterly and they're all on different schedules, and some pay monthly, but this is kind of the average. It's just this value divided by 12. But before we continue, you know what's even better than dividends? It's getting free money from Wealthsimple Cash. So just really quick, if you don't know what Wealthsimple Cash is, it's like the Venmo or Cash App of Canada or PayPal.me. It's just a really simple mobile app that you can use to send money to friends and split restaurant bills and that sort of thing. Anyways, they're doing an invite bonus right now where just if you install the app, there's a link in the description below where you can just get to this window. You're going to get $25 deposited into your account just for registering for the app. It literally takes less than 5 minutes to install, and you'll be granted this extra $25. But the really good thing about this is what you do is after you have installed the app, you can get a referral code, and then you can turn around and invite your friends, and you'll get $25 for each friend that you refer, and they'll also get $25 as well. So it's a really quick way to rack up a few $100s. Like honestly, if you just invite 3 friends, you'll get the $25 from me, and then you'll get $25 from each of them, and just like that, you'll have $100 in your account, which you can then use. It's actually a really convenient app if all of your friends have it for sending money between each of you, or if you really want to, you can withdraw the money from the platform. I do believe you have to wait about 5 days or so for that. And if you've already installed Wealthsimple Cash but you didn't get a referral bonus, then you can use this code here as well, and you'll get that $25 too. So anyways, guys, let's jump back into the video and quickly run through some of the stocks that are in my portfolio. Actually, you're going to see my whole portfolio here. I have it right now organized to be in descending order. So I have my biggest positions at the top. We can see most of those are real estate. And as we go down the list, the size of the positions gets smaller and smaller by percent. And in here we can see that some are green, some are red. So green is when I'm up on them and red is when I'm down. You can see variously, it's organized here with the percent and also the actual dollar amount. And when you add all of these up together, including the dividends and stuff like that, you're going to see how overall my account is in the green. So when I see a couple that are in the red, it's not a huge concern to me. For example, too, like this one, H&R Real Estate, I'm down 0.53% basically on my pretty big position here of about $5,000. I'm down 26 on the stock value themselves. But you can see over here too that they've paid me $45 in dividends for holding them. So if you include the dividends in your calculation, it depends how you want to perceive this. Including the dividends, I'm actually in the green. But I've also taken those dividends and I've just kind of lumped it into my deposits and invested it into like other holdings as well. So I do like to keep track of it just on like the actual stock price to give me an idea. But it's definitely like a bonus when you're holding dividend stocks that sometimes, even when it feels like you're in the red, you got to remember that you've been paid out pretty nice amounts sometimes. So anyways, when I was looking for stocks to buy today, I'll just run through the ones that I picked up and we can jump and take a look at them in Wealthsimple Trade. So the first one was Waste Connections here. I'm actually up almost 16% on them, but I wanted to take more because they have pretty solid performance. Another one here is Fortis. Again, I'm up on them about 10%, but they're also growing pretty well and have a little bit of a dip going on. So I wanted to add that to my portfolio. And then scrolling down to the smaller positions in my account, I also added some into Savaria and also Canadian National Railway. So in the green on all of these, so basically averaging up as I increase my average price as I buy them. But let's take a look at why in Wealthsimple Trade. So the first one would be WCN, Waste Connections. With these guys, if we look at just jump straight into their 5-year chart, they're up 140% in the last 5 years. They just have amazing trajectory. I wish I had bought more down here, but anyways, they're just continuously going up. I'm basically buying at the all-time high, but if you were following along with them, often you would be buying at the all-time high. Anyways, you'd be here, here, here. It just keeps going up, and as long as that continues, that's definitely something that I'm interested in. They have a pretty small dividend of 0.6%. But overall, just solid growth there. So I just want to continue averaging up as I can. And if there's any dips in the future as well, for sure I'm going to be buying more into that. Another one that's in a slightly similar but different situation is CNR. They have a very similar, pretty solid upward trend, but in the last year or so, they're actually down in the last year, but up 60% in the previous 5. So whether this is a dip or a bit of a decline, either way, I think it's a good buying opportunity for the long-term hold. And then they also have about a 1.75% dividend regardless of what happens. The third one that I bought into was Fortis. So that's FTS on the Toronto Stock Exchange. And here we're up 36% in the last 5 years. So not as strong of a performance as Waste Connections, for example, or CNR, but they've got a pretty solid dividend here, 4.26%. And if you actually look at their all-time chart, which we can do in the sheet by jumping into the Sparkline tab and selecting Max, we can see that they are also on a great trajectory here. You can see basically pandemic in the last year, but otherwise just nice upward growth. And the last one that I picked up as well was Savaria, so that's SIS. And again, these guys are up quite high in the last year, over 100% in the last 5 years. And they've got a nice dividend here of 2.35%, and it also has a very healthy dividend growth rate going on. So we're also trading very close to the all-time high, but they did just dip down a little bit as they're slowly climbing, and I thought, again, I'm just going to drop in. It was just the leftover cash that I had in the account, and yeah, just ride that, hopefully in the upward direction. But if they do start dipping down again, that's okay. I would just continue to average down in them. So what I do, actually, I just double check the activity tab here, and like, for example, I bought 1 share of WCN, 1 of CNR, 1 of Fortis, and just 3 of SIS, Savaria. So what I do is I take the exact quantity and the price that I paid, and I bring that into the Google Sheet, into my transactions tab, and basically this is just a master list of all of the transactions that I've ever done. So I scroll down to the bottom and drop these in exactly how we saw in Wealthsimple Trade. And I always double check the totals over here with what was displayed in the broker as well, just to make sure that I didn't make any typos, as well as the names here, just so I know that I'm actually not making any mistakes in the ticker here, which would cause, problems throughout the rest of the sheet. So anyways, once that's all in, I just double check back in the summary tab and take a look at the annual dividend income. And if you remember at the beginning of the video, this was sitting around $2,094, and now we're looking at $2,101. So that's just a small increase of about $7 per year, which might not seem like a lot, but a lot of these companies, like I said, are increasing their dividends over time. So that number will grow by itself. Plus, every time that I receive these dividend payments, what I'm doing is I'm reinvesting it back into more stocks, and also I'm depositing, more every week or so. And the combination of all of those three is when you really start to see this compounding growth effect over time, over the years and decades and stuff like that. And this number will continue to grow long into the future, and hopefully at some point it will be enough for me to live off of. But right now, if I wanted to, I could be spending this $175 each month, and that would certainly cover quite a few bills of mine. But what I do for now, because I don't exactly need it at the moment, I'm reinvesting it again, like I said, to get that compounding effect. So anyways, guys, if you like this video and you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. And do please check out Wealthsimple Cash. The $25 referral bonus is not going to last forever. It's usually only $5. So if you're considering it, I recommend just getting it now. You'll be guaranteed that you get that $25. And you'll also be guaranteed that you can try inviting some of your friends as long as the promotion is going for, $25 each, which is a really great opportunity. So guys, thanks a lot. With that, I'm going to sign out. And yeah, please leave a comment down below. Have you tried Wealthsimple Cash or have you tried Wealthsimple Trade? Let me know. I'll talk to you guys down there.